Hey, welcome back to the Holding Space podcast. I am Coach Victoria, and we have made it to the final episode of season one. I know it is late because I took some time off. My birthday just passed. Ooh, I am 44 years old, and I'm just, going with the flow. So I wasn't feeling it to record, and I just wanted to make sure that I was in the right headspace to be able to push out some content, and that's not what I wanted to do. So I didn't. So this is the last episode before we go into season two. We're going to get into some things, okay? I wanted to first start off by thanking you guys for hanging in there with me through this season because we have tackled some tough things. We have tackled holding secrets, what it was like life after you've lost your mom, the fact that we don't really have a lot of support as motherless daughters, the fact that there was some complicated relationships that are out there that you had with your mother, and then she passed, and then what? Like, you never got to tie up the loose ends or get that final healing or that final resolution to your relationship or an apology or whatever it was that you were looking for before your mother passed away and you didn't get it. Those are hard subjects. Those are hard things to come to terms with, and we got through them. Yes, we need support. We need support, ongoing support. The navigation is not charted out for us. It is not an instruction manual. There is nothing that gives us what we need in order to say, hey, all I have to do is do this, this, and this, and then I'll be healed. No, this is a lifelong journey. After you lose your mom and you just don't know what to do, or you lose your mom and there are other things that are really just unclear for you, and you need support for. So in this season that we just went through, this was the first time that I even charted in this territory as a life coach. And even just as me, because I'm human, I am, someone who feels and, has the same struggles as everyone else. Just because I'm a life coach does not mean that I don't go through the real life situations just like you do. It was very cathartic and healing for me as well. And it was just a journey that I wanted to go along with you guys. Honestly, I think it was something that I was yearning for, something that I needed in order to get on the other side or continue on my journey in so many other ways. So, not just as me, the person, but also as a life coach, because I feel like we're able to help one another. I'm able to help you. You're able to help me with your stories and journeys because I'm not familiar. I'm only familiar with my journey as a motherless daughter. I had no clue and hadn't even thought about the women who had complicated relationships with their mom and did not get closure before their mom passed. Before hearing those stories, and I appreciate everyone who was so brave as to come on this podcast and share their story because that's not a that's not a small feat. um that is something to be able to open up about such private and such sometimes uncertain and humiliating and touchy subject. It's hard to open up when you didn't have any struggles or have a bad relationship, but to add those things to it, it is something that is not taken lightly. So I definitely appreciate my guests. My first guest was Shamia, my good friend, and she shared about how her life changed when her mom passed away from getting into a car accident, suddenly, because so that was very sudden for her. And at a very early age in her life, and that's wasn't it wasn't easy for her to share. She's never shared that information before, so I'm honored that she trusted me enough to share her story on my podcast. So I definitely appreciate her. My second guest was Dion. I really appreciate her and her being so brave to share her story because she was my first guest who shared that she didn't have such a great relationship with her mom, and there was abuse, and there were hard things that she had to go through in life in order to even just make it in life. So I definitely appreciate her and feel honored that she wanted to share her story with us. My last guest was my good friend, my good sis Sierra, my mentor. Her story really touched me because to look at her today from being placed in foster care after her mom was dealing with drugs and those types of issues, and then being adopted, and then to see her, the woman that she developed into today, after all of those struggles and after all of those, tough times that she went through as a child, that is amazing. Like, the resilience within that story is amazing. So I definitely appreciate you taking us along that journey to show us that just because you start out like this in life and you weren't dealt the best hand at all in life, you can make it. You can get through those things. You can deal with those hard things and still be a success in your own way, in your own right. So I definitely appreciate all of my guests, every last one of you. I appreciate you, and it means the world to me. So I just really wanted to say that and get that out of the way. And you, as the audience, thank you. Thank you for taking the time to just listen to our stories and to support us and to just give us a space in order to grow. It means a lot to me. Like, this is really, when you say passion project, this was a passion project for me, and I want to keep it going, and I want the support to continue to pour in for us motherless daughters. This is the whole reason why I opened up this space for us, and I'm going to continue to hold space for other, like I said, next season we'll be holding space for people who were in toxic relationships. So each season we will be holding space for a different group of people. But this one, my first one, very dear to my heart. So, but with that being said, I'm going to close this out. I didn't want to come and be long and drawn out. I just wanted it to really be just like a recap of what we have had through this season, and to just thank my guests and the audience for coming along the journey with me. I can't wait for what's to come. There's so much more to come. So, within the time that I have been MIA and this last episode was not coming out, I was working on a lot of things. And honestly, I started working on this project way before, but I kind of put my finishing touches on, and I was waiting for the delivery of the things so that I can introduce you guys to what I have coming up next. So, I have a video series and workbook for rediscovering yourself. The reason why I wanted to create this video series and workbook course for you guys was because I had to go through a lot to rediscover myself, not only after I got divorced, after being, a mom of three kids, but also after my mom passed away. Because, like I've said in several episodes, I didn't know how to be. I felt displaced. So I had to go through that process again of rediscovering myself after losing my mom and after going through the grief process and so many other things. And so I wanted to put together this video series and workbook to help you guys go along that rediscovery journey as well. And this is the workbook. So, oh, I don't know if you can see it or not. But anyway, this is the workbook. It gives you different prompts, and it allows you to work through the limiting beliefs and things that will bring you back basically to who you are at the core. So just a little sneak peek on the inside. So the first module here, if you can see that, it says, "Who are you before the world told you who to be? Who was I before I became a blank?" So that's mom, wife, caregiver, whoever. What activities brought me joy and made me feel the most like myself? So this part is to just to start to jog your memory about who you actually are, because sometimes we never even knew deep down who we were because we never took the time to actually think about those things. What are some of the things that you like, enjoy, or what are some of the things that put the biggest smile on your face? Like, these are the things that will kind of jog your memory so that you can start writing about them. So you do have space in the journal to write those thoughts out. The next thing is identity discovery tools, 5 memories that still make you smile. So, like I said, thinking about things like that will light you up, it can be so simple, like hearing a nostalgic song or remembering that you loved to dance or that you loved to sing. And because I know one of the things for me is that I kind of forgot that I like to sing and I love music, and it just put me in such a happy place. So that was one of the things for me. Also, being creative, that was one of the things for me as well. I love to be creative, and it just really put me in a space of peace. And so when you're going through things, especially after you losing your mother, you forget those things or you don't even think about those things to go back to them to try to get back to who you are. And instead of being stuck in the sadness or being stuck in a place where you just don't know how to quite move forward. So just different little prompts. So this book actually has a lot of different pages and different prompts for you in order to start that rediscovery process and take you along that journey. So that was one of the things that I was completing as the season was going on. The links will be down below. Now, the workbook is going to be digital. It's not going to be a physical copy that you will receive. I printed this out just for me so that I could have it and just so I could show you exactly what you would be getting as well. Again, I want to thank you all for a wonderful first season of the Holding Space podcast with Coach V, and I will see you in the next season.